What is going on, everybody? Welcome to my first video on Elite Dangerous. Just before we get going, I'd just like to tell you what these videos are going to be about. This one is going to be about how to get started in Elite Dangerous. At the time of making this video, the game was in patch 1.06. Every time there's a patch, I will be doing a video and tell you the changes of the patch. But at the moment we're in 1.06. I've started a new game. I actually was doing pretty well in my my old save, but I thought just for you lot I will start a new game to show you how to get going, because sometimes it can be a bit daunting in Elite Dangerous. It doesn't really give you much, well, any tips really of what to do or how to actually get started in this massive universe. So first thing you're going to need to do, obviously, is select your name for your commander. So I'm just going to put my YouTube name. So once you do that, obviously click OK, and now we are actually going to get going. So your first ship that you will get, I believe it's for free, is a Sidewinder. As you can see here, most pilots start their careers in this Sidewinder. It is a classic ship design that has been in use in various configurations since 2982. I'm not going to read it all, but it is a good ship. I mean, the cargo hold is absolutely rubbish on it, so you can't do much trading in this ship to begin with. But it's a decent fighter once you upgrade it a bit. All round is a decent ship. So we get the Sidewinder. Our balance to begin with is £1,000, and we're gonna start in a random federal system. So obviously click OK, and now we can start the game. For this video, I'm gonna start in offline mode, just so it's easier to explain without getting bugged by other online players, which can sometimes happen. So as you can see here, we started in a random location. This is the name of the above the time and the Starport Services. Obviously, that's the name of the dock that we're in. So you may want to quickly check your controls. Obviously, press escape, options, and controls. Obviously, this is going to vary depending on if you're using a joystick or a keyboard and mouse. I don't actually think... Have I changed these? Let me just quickly check. Yeah, I believe this is changed. Obviously, you can... I will make another video of how to get the best controls for keyboard and mouse. I'll maybe do that tomorrow if I have time. But in general, just play with it a bit, see what feels best. Because the default controls for keyboard and mouse are actually pretty crap. So you may want to maybe have a look online and see if there's any better ones on there that you can find. Well, I will do it. Like I said, I will do a video. I just wanted to get this video out first, just to get you up and running. So the first thing you might want to do is just check the Starport Services. This is obviously like the hub of the space, the dock. So here is where you get all the information. Obviously the news, this is actual news that's coming in from the universe. And I believe if you are online mode, I think all this news is actually real news of what people are doing in the universe. I may be wrong on that, but I believe it is. Obviously here is where you refuel and reload and so on and so forth, but obviously our ship has just been bought, so everything is fine on it. We're all fueled up. So the bulletin board, this is where you're going to get most of your beginning missions. For starters, all manner of basic and luxury goods sort, good rates of pay for fast flyers. So obviously here is going to give you a description of the mission. So in general, what these are, this is the reward, obviously 6,187 credits. The cargo Basic medicines, quantity 7, and this is a time obviously, so the time, this is in real time, so as soon as you accept this mission, this is what I think gets a lot of people to begin with, is this mission, this time is not in-game time. So if I accept this mission and log off, it will actually count down even if I'm not playing. So bear that in mind when you take a mission, because some missions do actually get penalties if you don't complete it in the time that it asks you to do. So just keep that in mind. So obviously here, great news, Commander. Thanks to the recent economic upswing, we've currently got a magnitude of profitable opportunities available for enterprise and spacefarers looking to make some quick credits. So they want, this is the cargo that they want basic medicines, they want 7 of them, and if we get that, if we bring it back here, they will pay us 6,187 credits. Obviously this hasn't got a penalty if I don't complete it, so it's not really, it doesn't really matter if I accept it or not, but I can't actually accept this mission because the special parameters says this faction does not trust me enough yet. So obviously it doesn't trust me enough with this sort of mission, so they wouldn't let me do it anyway. This is another mission. I can actually do this one by the looks of it. Our agency is facing stiffer opposition than we anticipated. We need more weapons to keep the battle going. The people need your help, Commander. Can you provide us with what we need? Unfortunately, we won't be able to acknowledge your help in any other way than by expressing our heartfelt gratitude. So this is the sort of mission I wouldn't really recommend it to begin with, because I mean you could do it, but I mean it's not really going to be beneficial to begin with, because they're not even going to pay you anything. So all the fuel expenses are going to come out of your own wallet, which is not good when you've only got £1,000 or 1,000 credits, whatever you want to call it. So I would not recommend actually starting this yet, but this is how you get the faction to like you a bit more and maybe offer some more missions in the future. So we're not going to actually do any of that at the moment. Contacts, obviously that's just if you got any bounties, and so what with it, yeah, so if I had any fines against me, or they would show up on one of these, I can't actually remember, yeah, local security office I believe, fines, no outstanding fines. So at the moment I'm clear, I haven't got any fines on me, and I have no bounty tickets to cash in. So if you see I'll go into bounties in another video, so we're not actually going to cover that yet, because this video will be way too long otherwise. Outfitting, so click the outfitting, and obviously here you've got all your ship upgrades. So the hard points are usually the guns and some other cool little features. So this ship to start off with has got 1 pulse laser on this hard point, and on this one it's got another pulse laser. Sorry. So yeah, it's decent, but I wouldn't go looking for fights unless there's another sidewinder. You may be able to take another sidewinder on, but be careful what you engage in, because some ships are very, very dangerous indeed. So as you can see here, this is an empty utility mount, so this means we can install something else on it if we wanted to, and so is this one. So this ship has got 4 hard points. So if you click the empty one, buy and equip, you can see here that we've got a bunch of stuff that we can equip onto our ship, but we can't at the moment because we got no credits, well, not enough credits to fit anything else. So that is generally how you outfit your ship. Internals is the same thing, but this is obviously the internal, and things such as the alloy of your ship. So if you click here, obviously there's reinforced alloy, military grade, and then you start going into stuff that really costs quite a lot of credits. But yeah, these are the things you don't really need to look into too much when you've got this ship to begin with, because obviously you've only got 1,000 credits, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. You can't really upgrade anything when you start out. We will get into all this stuff in another video, but at the moment, like I said, this is just going to get you up and going and maybe make a few credits. So if we exit here now, universal this tab here is, if you go into a system that hasn't been explored before, you can actually scan suns, moons, planets, and so on and so forth, and actually sell that information back at a dock by obviously clicking this, and then whatever you've scanned will show up here. Click on it and you can sell it to the docking station or wherever you're at. You do have to travel 20, I think it's 20 light years, I may be wrong on that, 20 light years from where you scanned that planet. So if you scanned the sun, you'd have to travel 20 light years away to a distant dock to be able to sell it. You can't just sell it to the nearest dock. You've got to at least be 20 light years away. I believe it's 20 light years. I may be wrong on that, but it's something like that. So yeah, like I said, you can scan planets in this ship, I believe, because I think all ships at least start with a basic discovery scanner. So if you find a planet that hasn't been scanned, you can actually at least scan it, but you won't get too much information on it, on the actual planet, star or moon, because it's only a basic discovery scanner. So you're not going to make a lot of money by scanning planets to begin with. And even when you upgrade, because in my last save I actually had a more advanced discovery scanner and I still wasn't making much money from it. I don't recommend doing it to begin with, because at the moment there's not much money to be made in it. It is quite fun, but it does get quite tedious after a while. So yeah, that's the basic of the docking stations. I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. Yes, so we've explained all of the, by the way, if you notice that my heads-up display is green, I will be doing a video that shows how to change the color of your heads-up display to pretty much any color you want. It's fairly easy, but I'll make a quick video on it. So, because a lot of people seem to be asking how do they change the color of the heads-up display. I've seen online and stuff, so I will make a video. I'll get it out as soon as I can. So, right, we've covered everything that we need to know about the docking station. So, check your controls before you do anything else, just to make sure that everything's in order and it feels comfortable. So once you've done that, obviously now we can select two more things, which is return to the surface and launch. Like I said, you make sure your controls is right before you launch, because the last thing you want to do is just take off and crash. If you look at your side computer, your left computer, whatever you want to call it, this is just sort of navigation, right? So this is everything that's in pretty, well, we say close, but close in terms of space anyway. This is everything that's quite near us. So obviously we're at this dock here because we've got this little purple arrow or pointer or whatever you want to call it. So that tells you where you are. So we've also got another terminal over here, which is 82.3 light seconds, is it? I'm not too sure on my space travel distance stuff, but I believe that's what it is. And obviously we got another one here, another one here. These are cluster belts, obviously, like meteor belts, whatever you want to call them. These are good if you want to get into mining. So you mine the meteor, you get the stuff out of the meteor, such as different types of metals, and you can sell those metals at docking stations. But we'll get into that again. That's a different kettle of fish altogether. You won't be doing that to begin with anyway, so don't worry about it at the moment. Transactions, no outstanding transactions. Things like fines and bounties and stuff will come up here. Contacts, sorry. This is obviously ships and stations and stuff that are really close to us. So obviously in this port, some of this is Cobra Mark III. You do not want to mess with a Cobra Mark III when you're in the Sidewinder, so just bear that in mind. Do not start a fight with them because you will die. Right, so obviously here we got Galaxy Map and System Map. Galaxy Map, if we quickly click that, we've got, I think I've changed my view a bit, but There you go, it should look something like this. So obviously we are here, we've got that purple little icon above it, LHS 3447. So if you highlight it, you can have a look at the system view by clicking obviously the system view tab. Click that and it'll show you all the suns and planets and obviously meteor belts in the system that you are in or want to look at. So obviously here we got some gas giants, we got some space stations, we got some small moons or planets or whatever they are. So yeah, it gives you a brief idea of what the system looks like. It gives you some information here obviously about the planet or star or whatever you want to look at. Navigation again is something we'll cover in another video, but the gist of it is if we want to go say from LHS 3447 that we're at the moment to LTT 18486, you simply highlight it and plot route, and as you can see there, it'll give you a highlighted route to the station. So when you're flying, I'll plot that route and I'll show you how we will move from here to there when we get out of this docking station. So if we exit that now, obviously you've got a computer on your right tab as well, on your right hand side. Here the status, obviously that just covers everything such as your faction reputation and your rank. So obviously we're just starting out, our combat is harmless, our trade is penniless, and our explorer rank is aimless because obviously we have not done anything yet. You can also look at stuff such as system statuses, finances, statistics, obviously we haven't got anything at the moment, permits, and backup reputation. So like I said, don't worry too much about it. We will cover everything in another video. Modules, again, this is just what's on your ship. So we got our shields, we got our thrusters, the power and priority and stuff we'll get into, but just leave everything as it is for the time being because you're not going to be looking for fights and stuff. Well, unless you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. Fire groups, like I said, just be a bit, just leave it as it is, I would. Discovery scanner, like I said, you're not going to be doing much discovering at the moment, so keep everything like that. Cargo is that, so our capacity, as you can see at the bottom, 0 out of 4. That is how much space we have got in our ship, in our cargo bay. So if you, for instance, bought one pile of, I don't know, any sort of metal, it'd be 1 out of 4, and obviously you can fit 4 in there at one time. Take it to a dock and sell it. Functions, this is our stuff such as our landing gear, the cargo scoop, if you press on my setup anyway is space, and I would lower my cargo scoop, my landing gear and so on and so forth. We got our ship's lights on here. You can also turn off the orbit lines, whether you like that or not. I'll show you what that does when we get out flying about. So yeah, I mean that covers basically most of the ship's utilities and so forth. So like I said, I would leave everything as it is at the moment. I wouldn't worry about it too much. So I think we're ready to get going. So I'll just check my controls double quick, and I'll get back in 2 seconds. Alright, so I believe my controls are all okay. So what we want to do to get out of the station now is obviously you can either click return to surface and then launch, or just launch straight away. I'll just click launch. So this is the first time you want to launch from the docking station. You only have to do this once, well, unless you want to do it every time, but I definitely don't want to. So this is just a check that you know what buttons to press and that everything's working before you actually get going. So this is the pre-flight checklist, obviously. So you just want to click every one that it shows. So pitch up is space. Just hold it. Boom, done. Pitch down. Obviously, your controls may vary a bit, but just do whatever it says to do. There we go. Thrust right, sorry. Thrust left. Stop. Thrust down. Like I said, you've only got to do this once, so don't think you have to do this every single time because it would get quite tedious. Thrust left. Weapons. Target ahead. There we go. So our pre-flight checklist is done. Now we will be launching from this docking station. Like I said, as long as you check your controls, everything should be fairly straightforward. It will release you from the docking pad and let you be on your way. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, once you cleared the docking station, is click whatever button you've got assigned to your landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
So obviously you retract your landing gear and it lets you travel a bit faster. Obviously you can go at full speed now. So this is the bit where most people actually find it quite daunting, and I don't blame you at all, because like I said, you can pretty much go anywhere you want and just find your own path in this universe. So like I said, if you look at your left computer now, if you click Galaxy Map, obviously we've already marked a waypoint to LTT 18486. Obviously we're at this one by here. And that orange line shows where we're going to be heading, and this green little cursor shows where our plot is, our plot route is. So we're going to be traveling here. So obviously mark wherever you want to go and click exit. And as you can see now, just above where it says 50% on my heads up, you'll see that little radar. Well, it's not so much a radar, it's just a it just shows you where your waypoint is. So obviously we're in line now with our route through the next system. So obviously what you want to do now is speed up a bit and click whatever button you've got assigned to a hyper jump, I believe it is. So line it up and click the button. And obviously now the frameshift drive will start charging, and once it's full we'll jump from where we are to where we've plotted our route to go. This is pretty cool.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Okay, right, so as you can see now, we've jumped to, and we discovered one new object. Right, so this can be a bit, especially when you just come out of the jump, it can be a bit disorientating to find where you are going and so on and so forth. But if we look our system map now, we've jumped to this system, obviously, that we marked before, and funny enough, this has actually got two docking pads here, which is pretty useful. Docking station, sorry. And it's got a meteor belt, but obviously if you click on the suns, they're unexplored, which obviously means no one's actually scanned them yet. So I suppose I could actually quickly show you how to scan them. So they have to be unexplored to scan them, obviously. And you've got to have your basic discovery scanner assigned to a button. So 1 is obviously your left mouse button, and 2 would be your right mouse button. So I'll mark it to 1. And obviously now you can see D scanner underneath primary 1. And that means if we slow right down and point at the sun, looks pretty damn cool, I must say. You've got to be careful with suns because you will heat up very quickly. If you target the sun, as you can see now, we are scanning. So just hold in a rough position, just facing the sun. Once it's done, it will give us some more information. There we go. So it's a red dwarf star. So, like I said, now you can sell that as long as you travel far enough away to a distant spaceport. You can actually sell that information and get some credits out of it, which is pretty damn cool. Like I said, we're getting quite hot in here, so we want to actually get away from this this sun. Like I said, just take your time with the game. Just get to learn everything before you jump into some situation and get yourself in trouble. So yeah, like I said, we could actually travel and sell that information, but it wouldn't actually be worth us doing it because that information about that sun will not be very worth very much at all. So I think what we do, I'll show you how to land now. So let's travel to the nearest spaceport, the Boswell platform. So what I did there, I selected the Boswell platform, pressed space, and I selected lock destination. Obviously I've already done it, so now it only says unlock. And what that does is, obviously on that little circle thing, again, line it up, and it'll point you in a direction of the Boswell platform. So now we're in, I can't remember what it's called. Is it called, let me find out what it's called. So if we go to options, controls, scroll down and have a look. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, by the way, if you press escape, by the way, time still flows in the background, so just bear that in mind. Yeah, so now we're in Super Cruise. Super Cruise is what you use to go really fast in your own system. So obviously we're not in Hyper Cruise, is to travel massive distances really quickly. That's what we did in the beginning. This is Super Cruise. This is just traveling very fast in a system between stars and moons and so on and so forth, just to explore the actual system. But it's not as fast as Hypercruise, obviously. So we're heading now towards Boswell platform. I think I'll cut it and get back to you when we arrive, because like I said, this is actually close in terms of this game, but it still takes a while, so I will see you in a minute. Right, so we're closing in on our platform now, the Boswell platform. As you can see, we're 170 light seconds away from it, so you want to start to slow down now, because obviously you'll shoot straight past it and it just takes longer to land and so on and so forth. So start cutting your speed a bit, and I'll show you what to do there, man. So obviously on the left hand side of the heads up display, you got alignment and you got distance and speed. So the distance is obviously how far we are from our locked target, which is obviously the Boswell platform. So what you want to do, you want to get that can't speak today, that cursor in the blue zone, and the same with the speed. So you want them to start the line up as you get closer and closer and closer. Speed, slow down a bit more now because our speed's a bit high. Like I said, you can overshoot it. Sometimes some people think that overshooting it is quicker, but I just take your time with it to begin with. You'll soon develop ways to do it yourself, and whichever way you prefer. Because some people overshoot it and they sort of do a loop back down on it. That's what I usually do, but like I said, once you fly around for a bit, you'll get your own, you'll get the feel for it, and you'll learn the quickest way to do these things. Like I said, our heading is good now. We're 24 million miles, is it? I don't actually know what that means. It's right, so let's start to slow down now. So we're in the blue zone with speed, so we just need to get our distance in it. It's usually when you're 1 mm away from it, and then what you do then, you press the button to come out of Super Cruise, which on mine is J. So we're lining up good here. Lining up good. Almost there. And now we press J. Right, so now we've come out of Super Cruise and we've come into real space. So this is obviously now we're traveling at normal speed. So we can actually land and do our basic stuff. Obviously, you can only use your weapons when you're in this actual mode. You can't use it when you're in Hyper Cruise or Super Cruise. You can only use it when you're in actual real space. So what you want to do when you obviously we're 4.3k out from it at the moment. When you get to, under 4, obviously, go to your left-hand computer, go to contacts, select the Boswell and request docking. Do not land without requesting docking. So
Docking request granted.
she's granted us docking at pad 4. So now you just want to look for pad number 4 or whatever pad it gives you and go into land. Like I said, you'll just practice at this for a bit and you'll soon get the hang of it. Make sure you put your landing gear down. Trust me, I've done that a couple of times. Try to land without the landing gear. So as you can see now, our landing gear on the right hand side of our heads up display is lit up with a blue box next to it, which means obviously our landing gear is down. So do not fly over other platform bays as well, because they don't like that at all. Right, so now it gives you this handy heads up display on and all you got to do is line that green little circle below your ship up to the center. I'll take my time on this one just to show you how to do it. There we go.
Successful. Engines
Done.
disengaged.
So now obviously we can enter the hangar, we can launch off again. So what we'll do, we'll enter the hangar. And now we're safe. We can't get shot at. We're all good. We're nice and safe in our docking bay, and now we can check the Starport Services of this docking station of the Boswell platform. Obviously, now we'll want to refuel all. I always put that. So now, again, you want to check the bulletin board because every station's usually got its own jobs for you to do. So here's one. There's 12,256 credits. Clearance means closure, so this is actually a legal activity. Whether you want to do it or not is up to you, but the gist of this one, what he wants us to do is find a black box, which is I'm not actually sure what it is. I believe it's a ship's component, and somewhere it's floating in space, and he tells us the known locations. Tells us how much we'll get if we bring it to him. Obviously, he wants one of them. We have 2 hours and 19 minutes. This is actual real time, remember, not in-game time. This is real time, so just keep that in mind. And obviously, this activity is considered illegal. So just, it's up to you whether you want to do it. Illegal activities do pay well, but you do run the risk of getting fines and getting into trouble, so just bear that in mind. We'll go into more depth about all these things later on. Like I said, for the first couple of missions, all you want to really do is haulers missions, because you have got 4 cargo bays. So this one, for instance, he'll give us natural fabrics. He'll give us 3 of them, and he wants them delivered to this place here. This is the docking station that we need to take it to. This is the system. We have 1 hour and 20 minutes to do it. This is the distance. For some reason it's because that's already it's actually quite close, this one, so we could actually do that. Jump distance. The fine for not completing this in time is 918 credits. So remember, this is, if I accepted this, for instance, and then logged off, this time will still continue to count down, I believe. Well, it does online anyway. I'm not sure whether it does in solo, but I'm pretty sure it still does. So we're not going to do that at the moment. Like I said, if we go on to this now, that sun that we scanned obviously is by here. We could sell this information for 604 credits, but like I said, we got to travel 20 plus light years away from the source of where we found that star to actually trade that information. So obviously we're nowhere near that distance away, so we can't sell it here. Like I said, it won't let us confirm, so just bear that in mind if you want to go down the exploring route. It does I wouldn't recommend it in the Sidewinder because it hasn't really got enough fuel and jump distance to actually be a good explorer ship, but you can still do it. Just you got to be a bit more careful. That's about it. Commodities market. This is obviously for trading. We'll get into this, and I actually know a very good tool. Most people know about it who are playing Elite, but you may not know it if you're new to the game. I'll cover that in another video. Like I said, I don't want to go over everything because I can overwhelm you with a bit of information. Trust me, this game is a lot to learn. So, like I said, this is just the basics. Taking off from a port, landing in a port, and how to travel between actual space, you know. So, like I said, I won't overwhelm you with information in this, but the gist of trading is buying something for cheap in one station and selling it for more than you bought it in another. There is a really good tool out there to help you do that. Whether you want to use it or not is up to you. Some people consider it cheating. I don't know how I feel about it. It's good for making money, and it's easier than the way to find out in the game at the moment. But like I said, that's a totally different video that we'll cover again. But trading I would recommend to do to begin with. It's the safest option. Like I said, you're not going to go out and be blasting bounties in a Sidewinder. You can once you upgrade it a bit, but it's actually a really good ship when you upgrade it, but you need a couple of 100,000 credits to get it up and running properly, like. So we're not going to be doing that to begin with. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to cover. So the basics of this is make sure you check your controls before you leave for the first time. We've covered how to jump between space, covered how to land, and we covered how to use the docking ports and all the services that they provide. I don't think there's anything else. No. Some stations are. If you do find any sort of illegal stuff in space, some stations, if you go to contracts, there'll be a tab right here saying I want to sell illegal stuff, and if you click that, it's actually a black market. Only some stations have it, and you can actually sell stuff there that you can't sell anywhere else. So just keep that in mind if you want to sort of be a legal trader. Yeah, but like I said, we'll cover all of this stuff in another video. This is just a quick heads up to get you up and going. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. I mean, give me some information or give me some comments about what you want to see next. And yeah, thank you for watching.